As I am taking this recording, it is a beautiful, cool, relaxing, quiet Wednesday morning out here in Galax, Virginia, everyone. August the 7th, 2019, about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I am camped out on the parking lot, the upper parking lot, looking over the grounds of the International Old Fiddlers Convention of Galax, Virginia. This is convention number 84. This convention has been going a very long time. It is my third year out here. Dave is pulling up in his Model T, I want to say is what this is. He has been fixing up and using this Model T for, what'd you say?
Model A.
A Model A. For how many years have you been using this?
59.
Oh, 59 years. 59 years.
490,000 miles.
490. Wow, and you can even see it on the windshield here. The stickers for the Old Fiddlers Convention goes back to 2016 here. So yeah, he's probably stripped them off at some point and started the collection over again. 10 o'clock in the morning now. I think I'm going to go on down to the food trucks and grab myself a breakfast platter. And just like that, there it is. And I'm sitting on the stands overlooking the competition stage right now. That whistling that you're hearing is from the factories out here. Galax has got a few furniture factories. I had my breakfast now and it's about 11 o'clock. The competitions really don't start until about 4, so I've got a few hours. So I'm just gonna continue the whole take it easy, relax, kind of chill morning idea and do some thrift store hopping and pawn shops around the area. I've found some good stuff out here in this little country town before, so let's hope we have the same good luck again. Xbox 360 games for $4. Dark. What is this? What's in here? Sports game. LA Noir. Ghost Warrior. Dirt 3. Kill Switch. Flipnick. Ultimate Pinball. A little bit further down from those is some more, this time Xbox One. A few Xbox One and Xbox 360. Got Grand Theft Auto 5. Complete. Let's see. Batman Arkham Asylum. And the other one. Oh, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels. World's Best Driver. Call of Duty Ops. What have we got here? Carrier Command. Okay, this looks like part of the Command and Conquer series. This is one I haven't seen yet. I thought I had everything from the Command and Conquer series. I've heard good things about this. I've actually even played it a little bit. Apache Air Assault. There's 360. Metro Last Light. Metro Last Light. There is some figurines from Watchmen. Not the movie. This is actually, I believe, this is from the comics. And because that's not the way Silk Spectre looked in the movie. I mean, they kind of had her, that's early Silk Spectre, so she did kind of look like that, I think. That's early Night Owl. Okay. I don't know. Very underrated movie. I thought it was pretty good. Got your vintage thermoses here. The Real American Heroes. What is this thing? What in the world is that? It's got a Burger King hat on. Is this some kind of... It's Burger King. I'm Sir Shake-a-Lot. Sure, yeah, there's no question as to why they stopped using him as a... to sell their shakes. That's borderline terrifying. There we go, the A-Team, old A-Team plastic lunchbox. Marvel Superheroes, Ninja Turtles. Oh, look at that Shredder in the background. Rambo. Yeah, that movie that was definitely not made for kids on a kid's lunchbox. Early generation My Little Pony. That was back when they still lived in that fantasy land with dragons and magic. Barbie rocks. It's like Barbie's version of Jim and the Holograms. Garfield. Small Soldiers. Batman the Animated Series, which was the best Batman so far. Oh, look at this. Even Teddy Ruxpin. It's a Teddy Ruxpin lunchbox. Laser tag? The cartoon laser tag. Huh. And what do we got here? Princess of Power. She-Ra. Princess of Power. Huh. Mickey, trying to be hip on a skateboard. Hunchback in Notre Dame. Oh, wow. Okay. She's the only girl in the village. Of course, they would put a royal robe on her and bring her gifts. Put her up on a mushroom. Wow. Oh, and over here, there's somebody selling an Xbox One controller for $25. And it comes packaged with Battlefront. So that's kind of a clever way of getting rid of Battlefront. That's probably the only way you're going to be able to sell it. You buy my controller, you get a copy of Battlefront. Get that thing away from me. This friendly little guy says welcome and offers us a free sucker while I'm in here. So might as well do that. It's bubblegum flavored. Well, there's weird tasting bubblegum but not being able to chew it. You're supposed to suck on it. Anyway, into another antique store. We got some neat looking pop culture stuff. How often have you seen Gordon Shamway in winter or elf gear? It really does look like, maybe it's Robin Hood, I don't know. Got the Terminator and Mr. T once again. This looks like one of the characters from Ricochet Rabbit, like his deputy, I think. It's the villain from Strawberry Shortcake. Oh, an old Dragon Ball Z character. Star Trek. This is one of the Andorians. I always kind of liked the Andorians. And they had a better role in the Enterprise series. This looks like this one was made before that, though. A couple more here from the original Star Trek series. I don't remember what this guy's name was, but he looks familiar. I know this was from the pilot, the Telosian, I believe. They had the mental capacity to make you think something was real. They could project into your mind so strongly that you could be in another place and you could feel and touch and eat and everything. You would really think you were there. But it was an illusion. But they had their limitations. If you filled your mind with hate, anger, then they couldn't read it and they couldn't really manipulate it as well. I kind of wonder if somebody did this on purpose as a joke, you know. They got B-13 and Hancock, kind of bombs, a joke in their own right. Then 3 horror movies. Let's see, The Ring, Insidious, and The Grudge. And then right in there next to them, Justin Bieber. Never Say Never. A horror movie all to itself. In its own right, right? Then there's Billy Paid in Full. And Ghost Dog. Okay? So, yeah, not the kind of movies you want to watch before you go to sleep. Yeah. Justin Bieber just kind of stuck in there. It's in its rightful place. Found a few other video game things. Space Invaders, Donkey Kong Pitfall. What is that? Gunslinger, Night Driver. I've got every one of these. Space Invaders. Indy 500. What is this? Asteroids, Pac-Man, Air Sea Battle. Yeah, alright, Star Raid. I've got every one of these already. Every single one, except maybe Trick Shot, which I don't think that's gonna work on the Atari 2600. I think that might be Coleco, the way it's shaped. We got some 8-tracks down here. They're not the computer 8-tracks. Yeah, there were complete computer 8-tracks, guys. I'm always hoping I'll find one day, but they are extremely rare. There is a Pez dispenser for Mario here that I've never seen before. But it's locked in there. I want to get that though. That is the kind of thing I like. Alright. When opening the case to get to the Pez dispenser, I was informed that there is also an Atari down here. Now let me take a look at that Atari. This is okay. So that's the 4-switch Atari. It's got $100 marked on it though.
But I'll take way less than that.
I'm not sure if it works. I had no way of...
Okay. This is a very early model Atari. Alright, let's see what you got here. Okay, you got the Star Raider input here. That's pretty good. Oh, there's the racing wheel. That's not as common as the dual. What do they call those? The paddles. Yeah. This right here, though, that's a very common thing to happen. To have the top break off like that. They're always doing that. Well, I honestly don't have a whole lot of use for any of this stuff, to be honest with you. Other than maybe this, which I think I might even already have. But, yeah. I mean, unless you wanted like $20 for the whole thing, but I doubt you want that little bit. But
I'll say 25.
25?
25. Take it off.
Really? For all of this?
Yeah, for all of it.
25 for the whole thing?
Yeah, just get rid of it.
Deep dark corner down here in the bottom. We've got a few Nintendo controllers. They are covered in dust and marked for $3 a piece. So the transaction's been made, guys. We're doing the Pez dispenser from 2001, 18 years old. 2 Nintendo controllers, $3 a piece. And then the 4-switch wood panel Atari 2600 that we don't know if it works or not, with all the controls. I think the only controller I didn't have was the race wheel though, so it's nice to know that I have that now. Oh yeah, and once again, you're getting a piece of candy. A piece of candy comes free with your purchase. Going with the orange Mentos this time. And then, of course, what would any thrift store hopping day be like without stopping at least once at a Goodwill? Goodwills aren't what they used to be. They've kind of gotten wise to us and started looking up exactly how much their stuff is worth, and the higher dollar stuff they are selling online. You can still buy it from them online though. Goodwill.com, from what I hear, you can get some good deals on consoles there. Well, let's see. Maybe we can find something in here. The Treasure Island right on the front. They've put all their video games under glass. now. That's not something they used to do. These have been pretty much picked through. And the ubiquitous Guitar Hero guitars. You see these, and dance pads, and balancing boards all the time. Last place I'm going to stop at, well, I might go to GameStop after this, but okay, so next to last stop is this pawn shop that shares the same lot with this used car dealership. It's one of those weird situations that happens in a small town. But last year when I came out here, they were selling full seasons of The Simpsons for $5 a piece. Later seasons, the ones that get hard to find. So hopefully we'll have just as much luck this time. There's a 250 gigabyte Xbox 360. Still in the box. Probably not, you know, only in the box. It's okay, and it's going for $89.99. Can't really do that. It's Two Worlds, not good. A lot of sports. Looks like this has been picked through. You know, I love it when I see little handwritten notes like this on a post-it note, no less. Close out all movies for $1.25. So most of these are just schlock. Well, I found a few. I'm gonna go over those a little later, but those look interesting. It's about 2:10 now, and I'm going into the Evil Incarnate GameStop. Actually, I'm gonna say that they do have enough sales, and there are times I have found good stuff in here. And if they did, in fact, go out of business, I would not be happy about it. The back wall, not bad. Some of the, look at this, 3 for $15. That's for all games under $9.99. That's, see, like I said, good sales. Now this one right here, Blur, this one's kind of underrated, but loved well enough to drive the price up to $25 on the secondhand market. So it's like a combat racer with a more serious kind of Forza look to it. But yeah, you get these little power-ups, and you can mess with the other drivers. Really neat. But I already have it. Oh, and take a look down here. We've got Dirt 3. This is the one that I just bought from that little flea market down the street for $4. And here it is in a GameStop for $15. So that's why you look in the flea markets. Here we go. Beautiful Katamari. I don't have this one yet, but I haven't really gotten into playing the ones that I do have. And I've got enough to really keep me busy for a while, so I'm gonna hold off on that. Oh, here we go, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Actually not a bad game, as like a construct your own cart kind of game goes, but not a good Banjo-Kazooie game. Alan Wake. Alan Wake. This looks like a point and click kind of, well no, it's got first person shooter elements to it. Alan Wake, huh. Don't know much about this one. That pretty much does it for today's thrift store haul. I am now at a picnic table, and there's all of it right there. Outside of Tasty Freeze. This is where I did Short Story Thursday last year when I was still doing Short Story Thursday. Might bring that back still. You guys let me know if you want to see that. But it's been a year since I've had one of their Boston cream shakes, so it's time again. And I thought this would be a good time to go ahead and do the whole thrift store haul, show you guys everything that I found. Alright, we're going to start with what I ended up finding at the Goodwill. As far as video games go, I got Dracula The Last Sanctuary. I have this for the original PlayStation, but I wanted to get the PC version to kind of see the differences. And also, I'm sure this is probably better, probably easier to use because you can use a mouse. It's probably originally designed for the PC. It's a point-and-click game. And this was in perfect condition. Then I got CSI, Murder in 3 Dimensions. No, excuse me, 3 Dimensions of Murder. $2.50 for that. And then I found this over in the DVD section, and it is a box collection of a bunch of SimCity games. A few of these that I've never heard of. There's SimCity 4, Rush Hour, and then Snap City down here. Alright, now as far as VHSs go, I found The Great Gleason. This is Jackie Gleason, and I like these old black and whites, you know, physical comedy that they made back in the, you know, 40s and 50s. Jackie Gleason was a great in that time period. A couple of curiosities, Courage and Escape to Athena. Then Gaia, or Gia, I don't know the name of this, the correct pronunciation for it, but it's the life and time of the first supermodel. Apparently she went a little crazy with life, got hooked on some substances and died from it. Well, the tagline says, "Too beautiful to die, too wild to live," and it says, "Based on the tragic life." So we've got the word, you know, "too beautiful to die," as though she lived through it, and then the word "tragic" here, so it could go either way. She could die at the end, maybe not. But this character is played by Angelina Jolie, and it's a younger Angelina Jolie before she did the whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Maleficent and all that other stuff, you know, Tomb Raider. So this is her younger, but if there was anyone that was made for the role of a supermodel that goes crazy, it would be Angelina Jolie. That almost describes it. She would just have to act like herself, honestly. So it was like she was made for this role. Johnny Dangerously, and I got that because of Michael Keaton, and apparently he was a big enough name by the time they made this that they went ahead and put his name really huge right above the title. Michael Keaton, Johnny Dangerously. The Wrestler. I've been looking for this one, but it seems like every time that I've found it, it's always been scratched. But I finally found it today in perfect condition for $1.25. The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. Supposed to be a very grab your heart kind of story. And then The Sword of Vengeance. I wasn't going to get this until I read the synopsis on the back, and it sounds like the beginning of a old Louis L'Amour story that I listened to as a kid. And it sounded close enough to it that it might be a direct adaptation, but not crediting Louis L'Amour. Then we've got Pirates, and this is one of those that it's a compilation of 4 movies, all in the same case, 2 discs. I don't normally get these, because normally it's a bunch of, like, they usually like throw like 8 terrible movies that you're just going to waste your time on and turn off. But then when I read the back, I read the word Errol Flynn on there, so had to get it. Just had to get it. And then we got Scorpion King 2, just because I want to add this to the collection of unnecessary sequels. Let's be honest, the Scorpion King itself is unnecessary. But to make a second one, wow, that's got to be tragic. And then we got The Losers. I got this one mostly because of the finger gun scene, which has been referenced a lot. It's almost to the meme status right now. But I want to see the entire movie that generated that whole thing. Alright, going on to what I got at that little flea market. All the games. Dirt 3, which then I found later for $15. I only got this for $4. I found it for $15 at the GameStop. They've got Battle Station Pacific, Sacred 3, and then this one, it looked like it was part of the Command & Conquer series. The word Command in the whole font is very similar to the Command & Conquer series. So, and I didn't have this as part of my Command & Conquer collection. Got that for $4. Hot Wheels, the world's best driver. Hot Wheels games are almost consistently good. I say almost, there's a few that are stinkers. And then Metro Last Light. It's a post-apocalyptic world set in Russia, I believe. Underground Russia. A lot of really good set pieces that really gives a good sense of immersion into that. So that's going to be fun to play. Alright. And then, of course, you guys saw the Atari 2600 early edition, the one that had the control ports on the back. You've got 4 switches here, and it's got the wood paneling. I don't think I had this one. I've got the Darth Vader, and I've got the 7800. didn't have the wood paneling 2600. Got a couple of Nintendo controllers to go with it, and of course the Mario Pez dispenser for $3 from 2001. And then last but not least, what I got from the GameStop. I ended up getting 3 games to take advantage of their 3 for $15 sale, and my Pro membership was still there, so I ended up getting all of this for about $14, which is not a bad deal. Let's start with Vanquish. This is a really fun slide around bullet time kind of game. I've already got it for the PlayStation 3, but I wanted the 360 version because of the hard drive situation. I don't like having to uninstall old games and put the new ones on in order to play them. So we got the 360 version of this now for only $5. And then Alan Wake, when looking it up, they were saying that it's really polished game, and for only $10, and it's similar to like the Twin Peaks psychological type, almost a survival horror, but not really. It's a little more fast, offensive than that. And then the last Earth Defense Force that I didn't have yet. I've got I think it's called 2017, Total Armageddon, and now 2025. So I've got all of them now. I would have preferred to get this on the 360, but the 360 version of this is like $15, so I wouldn't have been able to take advantage of the sale. Still playable, and that is it. That's all of it, guys. I haven't done a thrift store finds video in a while, and honestly, the one that you're seeing here is just scratching the surface. I probably have at least 5 or 6 days that I go out and do this, as to one that I actually record, because they seem boring. You guys seem to like them, but I think they seem boring to me. But I'm going to edit this and try to cut it down and make it as exciting as I can, and I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't hesitate to indicate so by hitting that thumbs up like button. Leave some comments, questions, suggestions, anything down in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you'll receive notifications of all my future updates. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.